said it many times and believe it to be 100% true. Even our president is saying maybe we should join this race to the bottom and devalue the dollar to compete with the other nations that are devaluing their currencies. That's just a sucker's game as far as I can tell. Your thoughts on that? Because to me it means that there's never been a more important or opportune time to buy physical gold and physical silver and mining companies than when the president of the United States says, maybe we'll join the race to the bottom.
Well, you know, I'm not an economist, and I don't know what I can contribute there to what you've said. What I see is that stocks are kind of a high-risk thing right now. If there's another crash like in 2008 coming, it would really be nice to own some gold. But I'm not an economist, so I'm going to deflect that question back to you.
Yeah, that's fine. But we do see what the nation states are doing. You said it at the beginning of the interview. I mentioned Russia's central bank buying gold. You mentioned China buying gold. Other nations are demanding their gold back from central banks. I mean, it's getting serious all over the globe. And those of us paying attention know it's as serious as a heart attack, because when a currency crisis happens, as has happened in Venezuela, as has happened a bit in Argentina, boy, if you're the victim of that currency crisis, your standard of living can go right in the toilet pretty quick.
All right, Shalom. This is Harwan Banyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. Want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Harakah Kodash, Ma'amad. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. And Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim and children that believe in sincerity and the truth around the four corners of the earth. The topic is talking about Trump. And it says right here, I'm reading the Washington Post, and you heard that reporter speaking about the dollar and the economy collapsing, man. All right. And about Trump devaluing the currency. So I want to read this topic from the Washington Post. And it says, Trump suggests he could take steps to weaken the U.S. dollar, fueling confusion. Fueling confusion, man. All right. And this is Babylon. And the root word, the definition of the word Babylon is confusion. And Trump, the king of Babylon at the moment, is fueling the confusion, the father of the lies, right? Esau, the father of lies, you know? Now, basically, he was given an option to devalue the dollar in response to the Chinese sanctions on America. All right, and all these other countries around the world are devaluing their currency against the dollar, and now Trump is threatening to devalue the currency, meaning, matter of fact, I'm gonna get the definition of a currency devaluation. All right, and it says currency devaluation in modern monetary policy. A devaluation is an official lowering of the value of a country's currency within a fixed exchange rate system. All right, so they're about to devalue the currency. Now they're coming up to this election in 2020, to where they're saying if Trump doesn't make it into office, he's gonna go to jail. So, and then if he makes it into office, you know, what's on the table is he's going against the Feds, trying to decentralize the Federal Reserve. All right. But anyway, so you got the Feds, the Illuminati blaming it on Trump, Trump blaming it on them, you know. They're playing good cop, bad cop, which is confusion. And you remember they said order out of chaos. That's their motto, man. But it says in modern monetary policy, a devaluation is an official lowering of the value of a country's currency within a fixed exchange rate system. by which the monetary authority formally sets a new fixed rate with respect to a foreign reference currency or currency basket. All right, so they're going to set a new value on the dollar, and it basically doesn't change at face value. You know, it'll still say $20 on it, but at the register, it'll only be worth $10. And then that'll make them have to lower the prices at some point, which will make a lot of ships no longer dock at the ports of Tarshish or America, you know, or Babylon. That'll make no more merchants want to be able to sell here, because they have to sell their goods for too cheap at the register. You know, they have to lower the prices to match the rates, man, because the dollar's going to be devalued at some point, man, and they're going into a race towards the bottom. It's it's crazy, man. His pride won't admit that there's a collapse happening, man. That you know, the dollar's going to collapse. So let me get this now. So I'm gonna read the title again before I get to the scriptures. Trump suggests he could take steps to weaken U.S. dollar, fueling confusion. And mind you, that video that I played in the beginning from the SRG report, or SGR report, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a pretty good show. You should check it out. You know, he stated that people's lives and ways of living would change instantly. And you know, a lot of Jake and these heathens have their mind locked into the society, locked into the dollar. You know, you might be in the market, and Jake could come in there with pants sagging, look at you like he running shit. You know, because they dope dealing and shit, and counting their money, and then you start to think like, wow, man, these people have no clue that they don't own shit. They don't own anything, man. Everything we saving up in this society, you saving it for your daily bread, because it can be gone tomorrow. You could be gone. We could be gone tomorrow. You know, America can fall tomorrow, and someday tomorrow will be here. You know. Now, I'm gonna read a little bit of this post. I don't want to get too much into this article, but it's on the Washington Post with Trump talking about devaluing the dollar. Now it's in the air, you know. But it says President Trump gave mixed signals this week as to whether he would intervene and try to weaken the U.S. dollar. He ain't talking about intervene. He ain't got no choice. You know, they're gonna force his hand, because these other countries, they're moving towards cryptocurrency. They're moving towards oil, gold and silver. You know, other forms of trade and mining besides the dollar. You know, even to the point where they have even devaluing their currency and moving away from the fiat currency altogether, forcing America to have to change up. And that's why they're going to have to, hey man, Trump might be the guy, whoever it is, somebody going to push that chip on a world scale. All right. It says President Trump gave mixed signals this week as to whether he would intervene and try to weaken the U.S. dollar, telling aides Tuesday he had ruled out the idea, but telling reporters on Friday he was still open to it. This is James 1:8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And that's Trump. You know, he's unstable in all his ways. And it's clear, you know, he's saying one thing and then he switch it up the next day. I reject it, but I still might do it. You know? Wow, I want to read. I'm going to go ahead and read some more of the scripture. It says, let the brother, verse 9, James 1:9, let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he is exalted. All right. But the rich in that he is made low, you know, just like in the spirit of Job. All right. Because really, our people, they're going to look at this collapse as a bad thing when it's really a good thing. It's our freedom, the Lord freeing us from our captivity. All right, in preparation for being saved, he gotta bring the prophecies to pass. He's gonna take care of us. And the dollar collapse is their system collapsing. All right, them trying to bring in a new world order, but that's what's needed for the Lord to catch them in the trap. All right. So you should rejoice when this place falls. But the sun is no sooner risen with a burning heat, but it withereth the grass, and the flower therefore falleth, and the grace of the fashion of it perisheth. All right, so everything waxes old, everything fades away in this flesh, in this world. But you see Jake and these heathens walking around like they're gonna live forever in their current mind state, you know, in this current wicked society. You know, I actually talked. That's crazy. I talked to this old guy today. He was an old Vietnam vet, and he told me. I asked him what he's doing with his life now. You know, he was just saying he's retired. So I was asking what he's doing with his pension. Did he do it right and all that? But anyway, he stated that he was like, he planned on being immortal. I was like, oh man, you know, by whatever method he was saying, man, and I just ignored it, man. But anyway, it just shows you their mind state. You know, they think that this place that they're gonna last forever, or just get rich and die trying. That's it. All right. It says, so also shall the rich man fade away in his ways. So Trump gonna fade away in his ways, in his pride. All right. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. And the temptation that's coming is gonna be that RFID chip. It's gonna be that currency that's gonna be pushed on all the world. Just like the dollar was pushed on all the world, you know, as a world currency. Now they're gonna change that and move towards the new world order, which is going to be crypto coin or blockchain system to the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. And if you get the mark of the beast, the Lord going to destroy you, and you wicked. All right, but if you don't, the scripture says, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation." Man, so it's something that we're going to have to endure. That's a temptation that's coming. It's going to be hunger. It's going to be famine out here. It's going to be disaster. It's going to be everything that will try to push you to get that chip. But the Lord said, if you have faith, He's going to keep you in that time and protect you from it. You know, you might want to get into a Walmart. They're going to say, you got the chip. They're going to say, you want some shelter. If you ain't got no shelter, they're going to say, you got the chip. If it's a flood and you need a ride or some shit, they're going to say, you got the chip. You just never know, man, what predicament is going to be for that temptation. You know, so you got to pray the Lord keep you in that time, man. All right. So it says, blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him, man. So he promised us, if we love him, meaning keeping his commandment and having faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, really, and doing his work, then he will keep us and protect us. Right, and give us a crown of life, you know, in the midst of death. All right, so I'm gonna keep reading. It says, on Tuesday, Trump rejected a recommendation from senior advisor Peter Navarro that the United States should take steps to weaken the U.S. dollar to boost U.S. exports. People briefed on the exchange said Trump said intervening could damage the U.S. economy and cause problems that would be difficult to control, the people said, right? So the way he's been controlling the economy is through manipulation and through cuts and shit like that. All right, tax cuts and all these different manipulations of the market. All right. Now, and that's not the only thing that's going to collapse the economy or damage the economy. You know, the economy is already damaged. So they're gonna blame it on Trump or they're gonna blame it on the feds. And however it's gonna happen, something about to go down. It's gonna lead to that chip. And after that, man, the Lord gonna show up not too long after that, man. You know, this shit gonna go quick. Once that chip get pushed and World War III break out or martial law, you know, that's it, man. That could be a long process, but still, we at the end. And that's a beautiful thing to be able to see those things. Because he said, destruction and famine, you shall laugh. All right, it says, but on Friday, Trump told reporters he had not ruled out anything. He said the strong U.S. dollar was making it harder for U.S. companies to boost exports, something he blamed in part on the Federal Reserve's decision to raise interest rates last year, right? And they raised them because the dollar seemed like it was doing so good due to the nations around the world being forced to buy more dollars through hyperinflation, you know, to maintenance their reserve basket of the dollar. All right. And other sanctions and things like that, man. So they forced to buy the dollar, making the dollar seem like it's booming, and through hyperinflation. So that's what caused the Feds to say, all right, since your economy seems like it's doing so good, we might as well boost the interest rates. You know, we lowered them because your dollar wasn't doing so good. So since it's doing so good, we might as well raise the interest rates. So they going back in a tug of war, playing good cop, bad cop, man. All right, and Satan's divided against Satan. But scriptures say if that happens, then their kingdom cannot stand, man. And there's clearly infighting in the personal gatherings of Trump. All right, his team, they all against each other. And even the European Union and SWIFT and Deutsche Bank, they all separating from the European Union, all right, to where they're becoming independent companies, which run the euro, basically, and the euro going to collapse and fail, as it's failing, crashing every day, losing billions in value. It's crazy, man. But anyway, all right, this is 2 Ezra 16, verse 17. And it says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days, right? That lets you know that Ezra is back here on the earth today. He saw the visions of him being within those collapse and economic collapse, man. So he must be set up to be delivered in these times. Now, in the beginning of sorrows and great mornings, the beginnings of sorrows and great mornings. So it's going to start with the collapse or the plagues. All right. The beginnings of famines, but actually with earthquakes and seditions among men, meaning riots and protests and uproars of the people. And that's just beginning of sorrows. All right. And it says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, man. And that's what's going to bring a lot of sorrow, right? A lot of sorrow from people trying to bank it rich over here in America, right? Or the people that use the money phone, putting the money, stack of money to their ear, like they're talking into it. Those type of people that have been killing people for money, selling drugs to their own people for money, becoming witches. Those people are going to be in sorrow, great sorrow. All right. But the scriptures say the Lord's servants shall eat. All right. They shall be hungry, but ye shall eat. Now it says, because that's what's going to bring famine, right? When there's a lack of food, or people can't buy food, or you have to switch over to certain currencies and they have to pay you in crypto coin like they're doing in Venezuela, right? Or pay you in another currency instead of in the dollar, that shit gonna shake everything up, man. No food gonna be on tables. All right. People gonna lose their houses. There's gonna be a lot of homeless people. A lot of death, a lot of dead people, man. All right. It says, and the power shall stand in fear. Oh, Salaki. And great death, right? The scriptures say the slain of the Lord shall be many. All right. We in time of judgment. It says, in great death, the beginning of wars. See, that's the beginning of the wars. All right. In the midst of all that. All right. That's going to be the beginning. Instead of just the rumors, it's going to be the beginning of the wars. All right. And the powers shall stand in fear. So they're going to start getting scared because they see the wars actually kicking off. Until it's like the most standoffs to where they be standing back to back and then they walk away about some certain amount of paces and turn around and shoot. That's when they get that fear on them because they know that they about to die and meet their maker. And that's what everybody gonna start to realize. See all the things coming upon the earth, like, oh man, what have we come to? You know, their wicked pride and greed has driven them to this point. America putting pressure on Iran to denuclearize and sanctioning them. Instead, the weak have said they are strong, and they amping up their nuclear ability. You know, nuclear production, and putting sanctions on America and blocking the Strait of Hormuz. So they saying they're strong and building missiles. So that's, man, you know, they say, so America's being drawn into a trap through the spirit, man. And at some point, everybody's going to realize that their own greed and pride has driven them to this point. All right. Because scripture say Esau desired, he increaseth his desire as hell. You know, and is as death, man. So it says, the beginning of wars and the powers shall stand in fear. And it said the king of Babylon gonna be in fear as well. So whoever the president gonna be. The beginning of evils, the evil days, man. What shall I do when these evils shall come? These bad things gonna come. Right? What shall you do, man? There's no way out of that. These doomsday preppers and shit. People trying to run overseas. It's gonna be a temptation come upon all the world. And know the whole world is not going to be destroyed. The scriptures say that, you know. Vocab Malone, that dude saying that the world is going to be destroyed when it's not. All right, I might go into that as well. But anyway, it says verse 20, verse 19, behold, famine and plagues, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. All right, the word amendment just means correction. And that's what they're going to do, correction. That's what the Lord is doing, correcting our people, 2/3 of our people. All right, and he's going to correct you through death, through destroying your flesh. Since you wouldn't do it through the spirit, all right, destroying the flesh, the Lord is going to destroy the flesh and bring you back upon this earth. And that's going to heal our people, heal our nation. All right, by him destroying his creation and rebuilding it, you know, and keeping a remnant. Now it says, but for all these they shall not turn from their wickedness. See, the wicked shall wax worse and worse, and they're going to begin to blaspheme against the Lord even more. It says, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So they're not even going to be mindful. They're not even going to know where it's coming from. You know, they're going to be spooked out and be in darkness. That's what our people are going to be in. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth. All right. Victuals like food, raiment, or whatever, really food. But the things that you buy at the shelf at the register like Walmart, they still got the everyday low prices, right? So everybody buying. They call this a nation of consumers, or like you call Black Friday, to where they everybody damn they kill each other just to buy the items at the stores for these damn wicked ass holidays. All right, so people showing their ass, man, and acting all bougie and prideful, come up with these characters and shit and names and alter egos, and people, people get rich and feel like they some type of superstar. All right, or somebody that need to be celebrated, so they call them celebrities. This shit's crazy, man. It says, "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case," man. And that's why America's under deception. It's a place of confusion, to where our people are asleep and they think themselves to be in good case here when they're not. We came over here in slavery, man. And 2/3 of our people are completely blind to it, and they think that this is it. That is some type of success to be gained outside of just getting your daily bread. Even Floyd Mayweather, though he has all that money, there are other people that have billions and trillions more money than him. So you got to keep making your money, keep paying the feds, keep paying the bills, keep paying taxes. Keep maintenance on your money in the banks. So it's like an ongoing process, to where it's always a hole in your pocket. You always losing money, So it says, "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth." And now the evils are the bad things. The evils are growing upon the earth right now, man. All right. And it's the Most High bringing them as plagues upon the earth. Hurtful things. All right. So it says, even then shall the evils grow upon the earth, when everybody thinking themselves to be safe and in good case. It says sword, famine, and great confusion. And what did it say Trump was doing? Initiating the confusion, sparking more confusion. So it's going to be great confusion, man. People are going to have no idea what the hell going on. Why? Because they didn't listen to the word, and they didn't listen to the prophets of the Most High. All right. It says, "For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine." So the same people walking around all prideful today, they're going to perish in that time, man. A lot of people going to be killing each other. It's going to be civil war. But the scriptures say in Psalm 91, he's going to give his angels charge over his hopeful elect. All right. So it says, "For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy." All right. So they're going to die out in the wars and civil wars, and for whatever reason. That's what the day of the Lord is going to be like, man. "And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them." It's deep. "For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down," man. And I witnessed that myself, man. Up in Philadelphia, it was a friend of mine. His mom died. I think it was his mom, and they wouldn't come get the body, because he didn't have the proper insurance or money for it. So they wouldn't come get the body. He was stuck with the body for like a few days. So imagine when that time comes, people die, it's going to be left out there just like Katrina. There's bodies all over the street, So that's how it's going to be out here. But if you're a man of the Lord and the Lord protects you in that day, he said, even your children, their eyes shall not even see hell or destruction upon the earth, meaning you'll be protected. All right, this is Proverbs 23:4. It says, labor not to be rich. Cease from thine own wisdom. All right, so labor not just to be rich, man. All right, the scriptures tell you can't serve God and mammon, all right, and riches. So labor not to be rich, man. Don't make that your goal, every day, because you're going they say this is America, this is America, but it's a place of dreams, American dream. And that dream is a nightmare. All right. Even if you do become rich, you have to be willing to throw all of that away to make it to the kingdom. And a lot of people like Drake, I heard him say one time, man, he don't know what can be better than this life. And it's like, damn, well, what could be better is not seeing your people suffering, not seeing homosexuality run rampant on the earth, diseases, wickedness, idolatry upon the earth. You see what I'm saying? Not just having money, that's not peace of mind. This actually causes more problems. All right. So, so it says, labor not to be rich. There's nothing wrong with having money, but it's better to have money chase you instead of you chasing money. All right. You find ways to set up where you work in, or take your daily bread, or if you have money, you still have to serve your house by Shemel Shah. You treat people that don't have money, still treat them as equal to you, and don't call them peasants and looking down on them and shit. All right, because that dollar's about to collapse real soon. They're going to devalue it. So people like Floyd, every dollar that he has is going to be cut in half or devalued. It says, verse 5, wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven. so they make themselves wings, man. They're going to disappear. All the riches in this place, everybody going to be brought back to that primal state, to where everybody had to use ancient techniques to be able to cook or survive or to hunt. All right, like Hunger Games. All right. Now this is Haggai 1:6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough, right? So you sown, you labored in this society, and you still bringing in little. You get a whole check, $500 or $1,000 or whatever your check is. And most of that, even if you're a doctor or whatever level, you're still an employee. You're still paying taxes. All right, you're still taxable. You're not in the asset or cash flow bracket to where you have assets making money for you. Instead, you're an employee or a worker, just like or a police officer, or your average cashier at a market, a corner store market. All right, or the street cleaner, whoever you want to call it, the employees in America. Even I myself am an employee, so we're still under that yoke. Which is dealing with what? The financial yoke, and that's going to be removed. So it says, ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. All right. So you eat, but every day you got to keep filling that refrigerator. Keep paying your bills, paying your mortgage. As you're paying your mortgage, the interest rates go up. Then you have to get out and it's foreclosed. Then they lower the price and they sell it to people at a low price. And then they raise the interest rates again. People lose their houses, they're homeless. The same process keep going. Your bank, they're taking fees out of every charge that you do. Wherever you go spend money, shit like that. And even if you don't, you have to pay taxes. You see that, man? Then you got child support. Then you got this support. Then you got all these different avenues for them to put holes in your pocket. All right, it's like riddled with holes, man. And they inflating the currency and taking it right back. That's it. So it says, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye, right? And the only way you can be filled is with the true riches, which is wisdom. And he said your cup will runneth over, man. You know, and you're truly rich. And if you drink from this fountain, you won't be thirsty anymore. You'll feel content and comforted. Ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm, right? There's none comforted. Our people are clothed with the cold reality of this world, the wickedness, you know, covering of America, of Esau, and these idols of Satan. They have their father, the devil, and they're doing the lust of their father, their authority, the devil. So they're covered with a covering, but not of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes. It's crazy, man. So if you go to work every week, that's just clear, man, because it's not supposed to be that way. You know, we're supposed to have farms. We're supposed to be able to just wake up every day and build and create, man. And if everybody had a farm and it was sharing, bartering, then everybody would eat. But with a system where the rich get rich and the poor get poorer, everybody's servants and everybody has to slave and every man for himself, because you got to work and keep the system going. And you get paid bi-weekly or weekly, or now they got daily, but it's still not enough. That money comes and goes just like that, right? So you earn wages to be put into a bag with holes, man, because it can be manipulated. And this is their game board. The system is set up to where all them dollars are made to circulate. All right. All right. So a lot of people are gonna be caught off guard, man. Well, however the economy collapsed, it's getting pulled in every direction, you know. And Trump's talking about devaluing the currency. To what percentage? Hey, man, he didn't say. But it's going to be devalued either way. All right. So Matthew 6:19 says, lay not up for yourself treasures upon the earth, you know, where moth and rust do corrupt. It's crazy, man. Where it loses value. And where thieves break through and steal, man. So they can easily steal your goods, man. Even if you had gold and silver in your possession, it can be stolen in the society where there's poor people and middle class, you know, and just straight up just thieves and tyrants on the top, even super rich. All right. It said, scripture say, lend not money to a rich man because you never see it again. So when we give money to the banks, to the mortgages, that's their job to get richer, while each person around the world becomes poorer. That's the whole aim and game of the super rich, the super elite. All right, to steal all the world's resources and assets, and leave everybody with funny money and debased coins that don't have any type of true metals in them. All right. It says, and also leave everybody in the darkness, man. Yeah, it's crazy. Verse 20. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven. How you do that? By doing this work. And the Lord gonna reward you when he shows up. All right. It says, and knowing that your work is not in vain. It says, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, man. It just gains in value. It doesn't lose value. All right. and where thieves do not break through and steal. Wow. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Talking about your la'ab. And if your mind is not on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua and his truth, and gaining the kingdom and spending his money, which is the spirit and the talents that he gave you, to gain more brethren and to gain the kingdom, right? Then your work is in vain. All right, you're not in the right mindset. Anyway, it says verse 22, the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, the whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, the whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? I mean, it's going to increase and getting darker and blind more and more wicked, till it leaves you in derision, to where you become a mockery, a fool, a blind person in the midst of chaos. It's crazy. Sheep led to the slaughter. It says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other. Even though we have to work in this society, and we're servants to the society, yeah, you're going to work to eat. No man that doesn't work doesn't eat. And you got to obey the laws of the land, all right, and the powers that be that the Most High put in place, which is this system right now. So we have to go by that. Render to Caesar what is Caesar's. Take that daily bread, working and everything like that. But knowing in your heart that this place is wicked and saying we ought to praise Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua and praying against this place and Revelations 11 and 8, standing up against it in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, and standing in great boldness in their face and using their rights against them, which is called free speech, and what they call right of religion. This is not a religion, but still speaking the scriptures, all right, out in the streets where wisdom crieth out. The Most High set all of that up, man. It's a beautiful process, man, to make us perfect. So it says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one. So you hate this place, you hate the system, you hate their theories and their spirituality on the left-hand side, their wickedness, right? You hate their way of thinking, all of it, man. Their leaders, right? You hate what the Lord hates. And love the other, meaning being in order and admiring it and praising Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon. All right. So you're going to hold to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Even if you're a servant in this society, and you're doing the work and the truth, you're going to hold and trust in the work for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. But as you do the work in this society, that it's just in vain, and it's just servitude, that this place is going to fall. And they talking about devaluing the currency, man. All right. So people that got 401ks and pensions and all that stuff going to be cut in half. Money in the banks, you ain't going to be able to get it. That's they'll get your bank holiday, your bank run. Because people going to start try to get their money if they hear about a devaluation of the currency. They're going to snatch their money out, which it doesn't matter, because you try to go to the store, it's still going to be devalued. All right. And if you got money in the banks, they're going to devalue it and get their books together and save their ass first. The bank's going to save their own ass first, man. So, hey, man, just tighten up and keep your eyes open and be circumspect. Matter of fact, this is Ephesians 5 and 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, man. Meaning circumspect, meaning full circumference. Keeping your head on a swivel, seeing what's going on around you, paying attention to detail, being sharp, and stand in the spirit of prophecy and in the spirit of the kingdom, That's it. That's the goal, and being brotherly. It says Ephesians 5:15, see then that ye walk circumspectly, man. When you're walking through this life, you watch your step, you watch yourself, you examine yourself in this truth, and you work out your salvation with fear and trembling with Yahweh Shemel Shai, and you make sure your walk is on the right path, that you don't go fall out of the way by making the Lord angry. All right. So we honor Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. All right. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, right? Because you got the 2020 elections coming up, and you shouldn't be voting, man. We're not supposed to vote for any of these people. We're only supposed to vote for our people, And in this society, it's still not good to vote for our people because they're in the Gentile state of mind, heathenistic state of mind, man. All right, pushing the policies of Esau. So, you gotta walk circumspect and get prepared. Prepare your mind and trust the words and the prophets and the warnings of the watchmen, because the times is coming and the evil days are nigh. They talking about devaluing the currency. That means, like Argentina, their currency is cut 50% in half. They're talking about it going down 35% soon, 35% more. So that's the end of their currency. And the same thing coming here to America. All right. Verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. All right. And that's what the days are evil. The times we in are bad times, man. Anything can happen, Verse 17, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of Yahweh B'Shem Shai is. All right. And that's what you understand, not the worldly wisdom. Scriptures say, with all thy getting, get wisdom. So you understand what the will of the Father is. That's the focus. Not what your friend think, not what you think, not what your parents think, teacher thinks, professor, what Trump thinks, America thinks. Nobody, man. What matters is the will of the Father. And what he says is America's going to be destroyed and that these things are coming upon the earth so that the children of Israel can be freed from the captivity and Yahweh Shai can be ushered in and take his kingdom and establish the footrest of Yahweh, which is the earth, because the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, and now it got to be taken back into where there's righteousness upon the earth. That's what we're looking for. The saints, the hopeful elect, are looking for an earth wherein dwelleth righteousness and not wickedness, man. All right, so this system failing is a good thing. So get your mind right, man. Make sure you got your mind right and in the right state of mind, meaning putting your treasure and your faith and love on Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, and you'll be gaining value, increasing in the value instead of losing value with America and their currency.